We should be live now. It's should be live now. Looks like we're live. I think we're live. I'm thinking I'll just pin a message for that. So if anyone wants to go hop over on YouTube and say hi, you can watch in 4K, and you can watch without the ads I'll be playing between the games for Twitch. So we're just waiting for them to start the Civ draft. We'll see how long it takes. See, our base is typing. And good thing we told them to start early. Celts banned again. Celts banned again. Our base, not a fan of the admin random bans. He wants his Celts picked and played. And his Black Forest too. We might actually see Celts. So I wonder if these players are going to be Keaton's banners. Or if they're going to be Keaton's pickers. Maybe we should just auto-admin ban the Ketons so that we can have more interesting bans. No, we might get the Ketons picked. So double Kuman's ban, then Bohemian and Turk bans. So banning civs that we usually see on Arena. Okay, so we're going to see Keaton's pick here. It makes sense as the Cav civ on Arabia. Although they don't have knights, maybe they're not as good for Team Game Arabia without knights. We did see that happen on Outcrop the other day, where the Knight Crossbow civ did win against the Crossbow Step Lancer combo. And yeah, Teutons banned in the admin ban. So yeah, no Teutons, Turks, Bohemians, Cumans, probably the top saves for Arena, all banned. Even Byzantines. Probably see Malay for Arena. And wait, no one picked the Ketons right away. We got Britons, Persians, and Japanese, Koreans. So separate civ picks for both teams. Interesting. Koreans could be great for Nomad, Black Forest, or Arena. And Dravidians. So Persians, Dravidians, they are emphasizing Golden Lakes. With Britons, they have an Archer civ for Arabia. And Albert Rar. Thank you for the follow. Let me keep my eye on the YouTube chat too. And W Nud, hello on YouTube. And Flapjack HDQ, hello. Thank you for the follow. Portuguese is the only real gunpowder civ left. There's Hindustanis as a gunpowder civ. Or Burgundians. Is Burgundians still for Arena, right? Yeah, they're available. And unique unit gunpowder. There's Spanish, right? No, Spanish are banned. You found Twitch, it was hiding in the App Store. Oh no. Are you an iPhone user then with the App Store? I've always been an Android user. Melee for swag. Melee could be good for arena. I don't know how they do in team games compared to 1v1, but I think a lot of the same principles apply. Being able to go up fast. There are the Kitons. The kittens, as I've heard them called. And Portuguese for swag. That feels like a very swag type of civ. Portuguese. Look at that. Look at that guy pushing that huge organ gun. That guy has some swag. And Berbers, Cantonese. Georgians, too. Ooh. Are Fetorias viable and Black Forest sent from your iPhone? Fetorias... Yes, they are, I think. If you go for the fast imp approach with the Portuguese, we saw them in Rage Forest. I think Andy used them a lot. You go for that 1TC fast imp approach, and then you could add the Fetorias to have eco. Now, that's the two situations I think Fetorias... Or I guess there are three situations I think Fetorias are useful. One, obviously, is the Islands water map that runs out of wood, or any map that runs out of wood where you add the Fetorias for infinite wood. Two is that fast imp approach where you then add the Fetorias for eco after the fast imp. And three is if you die and need to reboom, you can reboom very fast with Fetorias. Is that what they call Fetorias at Apple? Your Apple keyboard didn't let you type the T in Fetoria. Oh, also, we just hit 12,400 followers, so we have a nice even number. $12,500 is nicer. $15,000 is even nicer because I'm going to add another $500 to the prize pool if we hit that. But we'll see if we hit that. Having warlords right before this has put us on a tight time frame. And then the shoe. We have a new civ. We have a new civ for swag. Do you think T90 will play the shoe? Ooh, I would love to see T90 play the shoe. Spelling on phone is heart. I agree. Are you a button press typer or a swipe typer? Because I feel like swiping would be faster if it worked, but it almost never guesses the right. Alright, is there any way to participate being a nobody? We are running a community event, but we did end signups yesterday. If you have a teammate, I might be able, right now I might be able to rig you in, but it is a 2v2 event, and we are having the community event that starts next week. But, yep, it's just, it's open. We had like 120 plus teams that signed up. And it's open to pretty much everyone. T90 is a tournament participant. Yes, Nix, he is. How about the icon of illumination or heresy for subscribers? That's like when Dave banned his subs. I don't want the dive converted tech to represent my subs. That sounds gruesome. If you have a teammate, you can join. See, I don't have a command on YouTube. My bot doesn't type there. we go. Join this Discord. And the signups are closed, but if you get someone on your team today and send me a DM, I can try to rig you in. I did that for one other team already, so I guess I can keep doing it. But our base is making the graphics. Devotion, maybe Faith. Maybe Faith. And hello, Bri Dazi. Thank you for the follow. So we have the Wu picked. So 3 new civs. The Shu, the Khitans, and the Wu so far. From this 3 Kingdoms expansion. Still possible? Okay, our base telling me it is still possible. Sorry to mess up my even number of followers. That's okay. It's not like the number was 69,420 and you messed it up. This was an okay number to mess up. And Romans, to me, Romans are still also a new civ. I've still never played them. I still don't have that DLC. Conscription forcing everyone to sub? Devotion or Faith is a good idea. I think just the logo there makes sense. Spies for viewers and follow for followers is great. And I have the trade cart for the bits. These like the gold icon for subs, maybe. Inquisition for 4 subs. Well, the Inquisition is just the generic silver crown, though. Hello, Gags. That was one of our projects we had worked on, but if we never had the definitive edition, we would have added it to Wooloo Kingdoms. It would have been dedicated icons for each unique tech. I have some prototypes somewhere in my DMs still from ages ago. And hello, Martine, how you doing? Okay, so they're good. Hopefully we have the lobby opening soon. Coinage. That'd be a good one for bits too. Oh, you're the one who just wrote on YouTube? Can you send me team name for Discord usernames, the links to both of your AW2 Insights profiles. Give the instructions. Alright, and I'll forward that to our base. We have another server situation again, USA, Russia, and Asia. Sounds like we play on the European servers, and then we should be okay. Where in Russia is Dark? Is he Western or Eastern? Yesterday, we had to do a coin flip to determine servers, and ACCM called heads. And then Margugu was like, oh, no, I want heads. So ACCM was, okay, I'll take tails. Our base flipped the coin, and it was tails. So congrats to Margugu. As good at coin tosses as he is at opening doors. Our base really... He did confirm. He did confirm that he wanted to change it. We're deciding the server. Our base hopefully will handle the one tile gap issue. I was more intending just to let them know that it will be there and that they can play through it, but the passages might be tighter. And he's being an egg. West US could be interesting. Seems okay for dark. I miss the days when this was peer-to-peer and everyone had the same lag and we didn't have to worry about this. Don't you guys miss those days, the peer-to-peer days? I know I do. What is my favorite campaign mission? Definitely Saladin 6. The Lion and the Demon. That was really epic back in the day, when you had this huge city, and you had 5 enemies, and you had to build the wonder. There's a vast ocean outside your walls. Oh, that was great. Hey, West US for all games, okay. Let's go. Much easier than yesterday, no coin flip drama. I only played single player before DE. It was one of the most fun single player scenarios, I think. There's that one. A lot of people probably remember Into China from the Genghis Khan campaign. That's the other one that sticks out. Maybe the Siege of Paris from Joan of Arc. I remember the Siege of Paris was one of those scenarios I never actually could win because you didn't have the town center, so you couldn't spawn. You couldn't spawn the Cobra cards, and also you didn't have villagers, so you type in the resource sheets and it wouldn't do anything. You'd have all these resources you couldn't spend. All right, yep, I got your DM if you're still on YouTube, and I gave you the list of stuff I'll need from you for the sign up. Your team name, your Discord username, and your AW2 Insights profiles, and then Arbase will handle your entry. Did I also like playing it with only monks? It's not something I would recommend, I have to say. But it was definitely, I think, the most entertaining of all of them when I finished it. That's why I have so many browser tabs open, I didn't even open the spectator dashboard. Okay, they're in their lobby. Our base is there. Yes, they need to put explored for BF, yes. BF needs to be explored. Good. And if there are egregious one-tile gaps, we might do an admin re. Otherwise, I say just play through it. And we should be getting ready to go in just a moment. Both teams banned Jungle Rumble. I know, making Bozzy sad. here we go. They are launching. So let me just make sure I reset the ad counter again on Twitch, because we might have long ads there, or a long BF game. And then we'll get going. And AoE2 players' goals in game should always be to make Bozzy happy, yes. Splitting RF into BF without pawns and Lake Forest with? I think that it should stay as a random thing. I think the randomness adds to it. Hopefully you can hear me over the ads. I just listen to the answer on YouTube. That's part of the whole point of the YouTube stream. You can hear me talk to you, even if there are ads, and you can go back and rewind. No ads for you watching on YouTube, yes. Well, right now we have about almost 240, 250 viewers between Twitch and YouTube combined, so thank you all very much for tuning in. If you don't get ads on Twitch, I am jealous of you. You didn't get ads, okay. That's one of the things. I wish that Twitch gave me an indication of whether or not my viewers had ads on currently, so I could know whether or not they could hear me. They crashed. Oh no. Why did they crash? Okay. Well, I will show you what the map would have looked like. Let me actually do this in-game, because I'm at 4K quality. I will show you what it looks like in-game. Also, my in-game overlay is not the right size because I was recording videos. Maybe I just make that really small. Oh, zoom out, idiot. Thank you for gifting a sub to Why Don't You Say Hi? That looks really small and the chat's huge. So this is what the map would have looked like. And I need to experiment with this because I think the graphics actually are much higher quality in the game than they are in Capture Age. So like this, we can have a good look at this Black Forest. No, you don't get ads. Yep. Yeah, the map itself looked good. Oh, this would have been a great map. It didn't have those. It did have a small gap here. Yeah, this is the type of thing I kind of don't want. Man, considering they crashed, maybe we should have just had them play on the updated map. I also fixed this where the boars were a bit too close to each other. Or slightly adjusted it. But anyway, second time's the charm. Second time's the charm. And zoom out, I'm sure that you will appreciate that. The 4K resolution lets me zoom out. Probably also pause my YouTube stream. Okay, and they have launched again. Launched again. Oh, you can't buy subscriptions via Amazon Pay? I don't know. That'd be amazing to use. I think that if you buy it like on iOS or Android instead of desktop, it might still be more expensive. I don't know about specific payment methods. Kind of silly if Amazon doesn't accept Amazon Pay. All right, here we go. We are in right away. There are enough passages. I think we're good. Just kind of narrow there. Well, we were, for the most part, pretty good. This is a great map. And it will be one pond per team, kind of a back pond. Oh, don't tell me we crashed. We're good, Capture Age? We're good? All right, let me make sure I can view my YouTube chat. Record this. So welcome to... we're gonna need to change these player names. The Super Chicken is Dark. They named their team Swag. And OS, Wade's another OS. So many OS Plus players. They are the Cantonese. Arbase can remind me if I spelled that incorrectly. So welcome to Black Forest. Already we're going to have some walling off battles over here between Wade and Dark. Dark, of course, a very young player who is a dancer, from what I've heard. Up YouTube says, struggling to maintain a smooth stream. I dropped a couple of frames. Okay, hopefully we're good. Hopefully we're okay. Doesn't look like it was too bad. Anyway, there, Wade is coming forward. And looking to get a very aggressive wall. Look at this Vil fighting. On the other side, we have a boar being lured in by Nezar. Nothing too bad over there. And this is aggressive laming. A very aggressive laming. These are Dark's boars. And okay. A couple of sheep over there, not even picked up for Dark yet. And this is aggressive. Lithuanian, so he starts with an extra 100 food. He can afford to send the Vils forward and keep his TC running. If you're on YouTube, let me know if that stream's okay. YouTube's saying I'm struggling to maintain a smooth stream, but it looks okay to me. It's a big villager fight down here. As we'll have a palisade wall going up for Wade. And maybe not record locally, that might affect it. And scouts fighting. This is where all the action is. T90, he just didn't even bother to wall off. He's just like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna do a barracks. I'll boom at home. YouTube viewers are spoiled with the resolution. Oh, there's so many forward Vils. Wade. He's trying to wall in the lumber camp. He's done a decent job of it, actually. Where's T90's scout at? Why is he not helping his teammate? He's gonna lure in his own board, play his own game. Idling 6 Vils for them. I mean, he's idling Dark's economy. Maybe he's thinking I want to idle Dark as much as possible and my teammate can play a 1v1 and win. Slavs versus Bengalis. Two decent BF civs. Oh, what is Dark? Dark is taking the pond. Dark is the Malay. He's taking the pond. And T90 luring in 2 of his 3 boars, and he's up to feudal already. So 9 Vils start, you can go up to feudal very quickly. Vils all having a big old Vil fight over here. And Jeep, how are you doing, Jeep? Everyone give some Dino Dance emotes for Jeep Rex. All good on YouTube? Alright, good. So, a few dead animals, some... Oh, triple boar lore being stopped. Triple boar lore being stopped by Nezar. He is there to harass the villager. He needs to let the boars get the hits. The boars need to hit the Vil. The Vil got the space. Dark does it. He uses the palisade at the last moment. Are there enough Vils in the TC to shoot the boar? There are. Will he lose this boar? Or that villager, he does. He gets the boars. And this boar will walk back. No, he shoots it just at the last moment. But this villager now attacked by 2 boars. And this, he has loom. He has loom, so he's good. Alright, yeah. Oh, God. Big Vil fight over here. The scout for Wade goes down. And I think the HP bars make it too messy. I can't even see anything. I was like, I want to pick out the weak Vils. But we're just having a grand old Vil fight. There are too many Vils here. There they go. Oh, this is beautiful. This Vil is being triple teamed. Oh, the carnage. They're all stabbing each other. During a rare day off. Well, congrats for the day off, Jeep. Hope you can enjoy with a massive villager fight. We have 11 villagers forward. Wade just laughing at his opponent with all those villagers. So there are a few weak Vils over here. Gonna be a bit of a quick wall fight too. This is real Age of Empires. Meanwhile, T90 is going forward. He is in the feudal age. He's trying to teach Nezar a lesson with these new men-at-arms. He is going for a tower rush. And John Slow, thank you for the raid. We have T90 and Dark against Wade and Nezar here. T90 is going for a tower rush, and we have a huge villager fight over on the left. As they've been Vil fighting basically the entire game. Wade, as the Lithuanian, sent all his Vils forward at the start. Why don't Vils attack with the bows they use versus hunt? And I was thinking about that, and I realized it's just like a game theory question. It's like both of them have decided that they would be more deadly if they both used bows. So if they both use knives, they're less deadly. And so villagers, in an attempt to preserve themselves, have decided They've solved the prisoner's dilemma and decided they just use knives. Should T90 have... Oh my gosh, imagine if T90 set his men-at-arms over here. That would have been insane. Any chance we see monk plays? Yes, these are 4 good monk civs. I don't know if we'll get to the castle age, but if we do, you're right, this could be a very clowny game. So meanwhile, both opposite players taking the pond. We have the Slavs taking the pond here for Nezar, which I guess makes sense because the Lithuanians are forward in vil fighting, even though you think I think of the Slavs more as a farming civ than a fishing civ. And the Malay, of course, good fish traps for them, so they will take the pond. Dark will have that. So behind this big vil fight, Dark is fishing. Who is the favorite here? Swag is the favorite. I didn't have time to add their seed to the overlay. T90 isn't the best at controlling monks yet. T90 is not Eddie, that's for sure. Does it always have a pond? 0, 1, or 2 ponds per team randomly, Turs. And they should be very balanced. Oh, this is one heck of a vil fight. There's still a vil fight in Dark. I feel like Dark has fewer vils here. But he is up to feudal. He's up to feudal. And if you get feudal in this situation, is like wheelbarrow just your instant click so your vils move faster? So Wade gonna get back now. So Dark did not get that forward wall up. Wade going to be forever Dark Age though. He's finally doing a lumber camp. He has chopped 1, 2, 3 of his stragglers and has started his 4th straggler tree. So all of Dark's vils are super weak. T90 continues with the men-at-arms trying to break into Nezar, who has gone for some stone walls. Tower fight and stone walls. He will be walling behind this as T90 on stone. He is also doing a market. Dark is up to feudal. Those fish powering his feudal age. 34 vils to 25 though. Even with the 6 fishing ships, Dark is behind in vils. And Wade just gonna keep going for it. So we have a barracks, a militia, and an archery range. Once a couple of archers come out, then Wade won't be able to vil fight anymore. And Wade might have to start thinking that he needs to get a wall up. He's got 13 villagers forward. Oh, let's go. Dark's fish should give him a nice boost. So all in all, I feel like as long as Dark doesn't carelessly lose vils like this one, he should be fine. And oh no, he has a forward vil now. He can finish he can trap everything. He can trap all the vils with a gate. And now Wade is trapped. He has 13 vils over here that cannot get back. Oh, the beautiful stone gate from Dark, trapping everything. Well, who's trapped in with who? Is Dark is still losing vils. And T90 up to the castle age. A disaster piece. I mean, so far the vils have been winning this fight from Wade. Maybe he has enough vils that he can just whack down the gate and escape. I mean, that's 11 villagers attacking a gate and also attacking a palisade. Oh, Dark's trying to trap him in from behind too. Wade could also just wall behind this and get his own wall. Over here, T90, he is up. He's doing more towers. He's doing the stone mining upgrade, and looking at his stone count, he's not that far away from doing a forward castle, and then maybe getting some Rathas. If he could get through a layer of wall, maybe do a castle, even under the tower, he can kind of build outside the range with the vils. Place the tower over here between the berries. I think that could be a great spot, and then just raid with Rathas. Meanwhile, the vil fight continues. The vil fight continues. Ellie Ram Monk would clean, yes. Oh, there might have been a mini F on the stream. Vanilla Donut calling GG in the YouTube chat. I show KD. Oop, I can misclick. I'll show the Eco KD. That is 12 to 16 and 15 to 12. Remember, Dark lost that one vil to a boar. The vils are forward enough, they're going to take out the archer. Wade still is stuck. I mean, Wade at least is up by a villager still. But now the fishing ships have really paid off for Dark. Archer goes down. Hello, Lily. And there's that castle drop. Okay, not as forward as I might have liked it. At least Nezar is up. At least Nezar is up. The long dark age for Wade. Wade, he's up to feudal. He's up to feudal now. And I mean, 33 vills to 32. He's down by the fishing ships, but at least he technically has a villager lead. He's not walled at all. Oh wait, those vills could have escaped the entire time. There are other passages that are not walled. This is still an incredibly open map. And Dark actually can go forward whenever he wants. There's still a vill there. She can't run back because of the two bears. They would trap her. And the castle goes up for T90. And he can take out the tower and start pushing through the walls. I don't know if he can afford archers. He's had a couple, but they have just gone down. Yeah, now he has the archer to kill the Alcatraz de Ville. Although he did kill the bear that was blocking her escape, but she'll go down. And this Ville, having fought one bear, will have to fight a second. Will Dark notice this if the bear attacks? He'd lose a Ville to the bear. And there we go, there we go. Bear, get the Ville, get the Ville. And he gets the first hit. Dark notices though and tries to wall, but not in time for knights. Not in time as Nezar gets some knights over here. Okay, as T90's trying to kill Nezar, but is still walled out. The bear delayed the wall long enough for the knights to come in. Let's go, knights. Have the archery range up. Almost up. Wade had tried to do an archery range in the back, but that didn't go up. He has another Ville there too, and the knights will let him get that up. If he gets a couple of archers to shoot over walls, that could be devastating for Wade, who now is raided by the Knights of Nezar. And T90, so far, he's walled out, still has a man-at-arms, but that castle hasn't provided any pressure yet. He might need to make Rathas and send them over to Dark and Wade to help out here against the Knights. As Dark still is feudal age. Now, Rathas do absolutely wreck Knights. That's what has happened every time I've seen those two units interact. But that's also a long distance for T90 to get over there now. The Knights are already in. And gonna be picking off more vills from Dark. Oh, almost hit that vill diagonally. 2 HP left on him. I'll take out the bear. This is where the archers double range skirms. Oh, skirms to deal with the Rathas, of course. Monk coming over. T90 has an outpost. And he has double monks. These are, of course, Bengali monks with all their extra armor. The knights will have to run. Although, ooh, T90 wasting a conversion on a skirmisher. I think you'll get one knight here. I think that skirm conversion was a big mistake. He gets 2 knights, but he could have had 3, and now all the monks will go down. Knights could even get that Ville if they want. They're pretty low on HP, though. But yes, the Ratha plus knight now. Against feudal skirm, they can take that fight. That pond looked pink. It's an illusion. It's red. Pond has some red fish traps there. And defensive castle now from Nezar. Looking at T90 and Nezar. Nezar up by a Ville, but T90's up to Imp. T90 is up to Imp. He needs to add TCs on his way up just so he gets the free villagers, but he's up to Imp and he's ready to get the trebs popping so that this castle will be dropping. Okay, back to the resources. Back to the resources. And Nezar nowhere close to Imp. Dark, I mean, he could buy his way up to castle if he had a market, which he now does. And, oh, wait, but Nezar, he's not, his resources are not anywhere up to Imp because he's clicked Imp. And he is up to Imp too. So he's going to be about a minute behind, but it's only 1 castle for each. As I say that, T90 goes to add a second castle. We can maybe add in some trebs, get a trebor here. No bombard cannons for either civ. Probably wanted to convert the skirm, making him think the conversion was taken. those are some mind games. So crossbow there for Wade. Wade is actually up to castle before Dark is. The Swag is a team up by 25 vills. Use a few spears to keep that converted knight away. Or wait, no, never mind. Those are allied with the knight. Too many teams. With the Imp timing, you'd think T90 should be ahead in the Trebor, But remember, Nezar has been playing with a pond this whole game, so maybe his eco actually can match T90's. So this has been an amazing game at Black Forest. Hey, let's also look at Dark's fishing economy. And Dark has Malay fish traps. And he can probably fit another 2 docks in this pond. Over here, crossbows. Oh, crossbows coming in just as the TC is going up. Oh, no, those are weak villagers. No ballistics, but those vills will be going down. That TC's not going up. Doubt TC. Doubt TC for Dark. The crossbows are going to come over and try to head off the vills. They're just trying to quick wall a space for themselves to stay safe. Dark's really going to have to show off his dancing skills if he wants to avoid all those crossbow bolts. Oh, all the vills are weak. But here comes a Scorpion. He's bought time for the Scorpion to come over. As a Ratha comes over. This crossbow still should win this fight, though. It's only 1 Scorpion. He's going to desperately get some repairs. Crossbows go for the Repairville, but as long as you keep the Scorpion moving, we'll be tricky without ballistics. Wade really needs a university and ballistics for those crossbows. Went for the monastery and workshop instead, and is actually ramming through the walls. And all the vills of Dark are going to go down, as these crossbows are being microed back and forth. Dark himself needs ballistics. And hello, Varian, his 2 Treb advantage. Meanwhile, we do have a Treb war on the other side. 4 Trebs for T90. Nezar only got out 1 Treb. That's the advantage of being faster to the Imperial Age than having 2 castles. This castle might not even be far enough back for Nezar as T90 continues the push. T90 continues the push. Oh, was there a mini F in the stream? Maybe. Maybe I'll stop streaming to YouTube if it's causing problems to the Twitch stream too. We'll see. Alright, let me know if there keep being problems in the chat. So, more Trebs going for the Trebuchet here. Nezar. Trebs are so inaccurate, they can't hit anything. Repairville is just gonna get dunked by the Treb. I am seeing some occasional dropped frames, so I'll keep an eye on it. Did T90 get atonement? No, he did not get atonement. Although I don't see any monks. Oh wait, yes, I do see monks. I don't see any old graphic monks. I see these new graphic monks for Nezar. They're hooded. I can't see their bald heads. I have a theory that maybe my router and modem might be slightly overheating now that it's getting extremely warm out. So I might need to go put a fan near them. I'll go physically touch them and check their temperatures after this game. Nezar have... Oh, he does have atonement, and he does have block printing, so he could convert to keep these monks away. Meanwhile, there are still Scorpions defending off crossbows here. Wade's done such a great job of being annoying this whole game. But I think now the Vil difference and the Eco difference will start to come into play, as T90 and Dark Team Swag are a pretty good lead at this point with their economies, and it feels like T90's push will just continue. I mean, Nezar's done a great job of getting more Trebs out and defending against the monks, but he also needs to defend against the Rathas. And Rathas with their ranged attack are great against monks. Treb goes down, more Trebs deployed. And this Treb goes down too. And he's going for the monastery. That workshop almost down. Another castle forward for T90. As the ram push continues, but a TC is up at least. As mangonels need to take out the rams, and they're close enough, I think they should, no problem. Vils can even take out the rams. And third Harrow, thank you for the follow. Might need to convert monks now as monasteries go down. That's true, if you have atonement, you don't need monasteries for monks as long as you have some. You can just get more monks from conversions. Vils still fending off rams. The mangonel getting a shot on the Vils. The mangonel defending the ram from the villagers. That was a lot of Vils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Vils going down for one ram. Dark is in trouble indeed. Now T90 is losing the castle, but it's only 2 trebs. Only 2 trebs. See if there can be some repairs that come in. Right? T90's gonna lose the castle. He doesn't have enough repair fills. The castle goes down. T90's push is still being stalled. This is just a monk war. Oh. Looks like we are dropping some more frames. Alright, I'm gonna stop the YouTube stream just so we don't drop frames. It's GG anyway. GG just as we're dropping frames. Alright. Alright. Seem to be having internet issues. We'll just stream on Twitch. We had 81 viewers on YouTube, so apologies for having internet issues there, but I do want to keep the Twitch stream going. I will investigate this bit. So GG. That'll be a win for Swag. And let's look at some stats. That's 52 kills for Dark. 52 kills for Wade. I need to put that router in the refrigerator. Yeah, I'm going to go put a fan near it, see if that helps. So I'll take a quick break between the games. And, ooh, this graph is not accurate. Capture rate? Everything's a straight line. What is this? What is this? Does capture rate not support the explored setting on Black Forest? Is this something that's happened all the time and I don't know? It's packed. Let me go just physically feel the router, and I'll decide if to keep the YouTube stream or not. Anyway, I will be right back. And also thank you, Very Crunchy Peanut, for the follow. Also, we do have a follower goal of 15,000. If we hit that, I'm going to add another $500 to the prize pool. So appreciate all of the follows on Twitch. Okay, so in case that was a router overheating problem, we now have a fan by the router. And let's get into this next game that they will be playing on Arabia. And so I'm going to keep an eye if we keep dropping frames. If we don't, we'll keep going. Alright, and we have swapped out a player for... Oh, no, we haven't. We just swapped the colors. So we're going to be resetting the scoreboard. That was a win for Swag and blue versus red. There we go. What kind of router do I use? Just whatever came from the Optimum that gave it to me. I could invite you because you're a big fan. Well, thank you, Racro. Thank you very much. Anyway, it will be Arabia, the chicken version of Arabia. This will be our usage of the Khitans. It is the Khitans Ethiopians, a civ combo that we saw lose the other day on Outcrop. You really do have to take advantage, feudal to castle age, of your economy and your steppies to get an advantage, because late game you fall off. And hello, Garlic Witch. Garlic Witch getting ready to play in the community event too, in our AOQ event. Isn't this map too big for 2 players? I would agree, but I think it is the perfect size for 4 players. Stuck with the ISP provided equipment. Well, it might be... My YouTube's asking, is it the router or the 4K streaming? It is probably a combination that the router might be working harder to stream both to Twitch and to YouTube at 4K. I'm putting myself at the limits of what it's capable of handling. So if that's the case, then it kind of is by the 4K streaming. Lawyered. See, I'm worse than a lawyer. I'm a mathematician. But no, this is the right size for 2v2. It is 168 by 168 tiles. The tiny map is 120 by 120. Small is 144 by 144, and medium, which we have here, 168 by 168. And hello, Ensign Toast. So, Feudal Age on the way there for Nezar. And Feudal Age for everyone. We will have, of course, the Scout and Archer save. Portuguese and Georgians for Team Swag. As a relic, I thought that was something blinking. And Forward Gold. Steppies can die to crossbows, yes, and you do have a lot of crossbows from your Expo player in the 2v2. So that's really going to come down to Dark to play those crossbows very well. Opening with 1 range, and remember, this is Chicken Arabia, and Dark opted to mill the chickens instead of the berries. You do have more total food on the berries than you do from the chickens. And I think Scouts can, Scouts builds, you'll play a Scout build no matter what. As the starting Scouts in both players try to double team the wood line for Nezar. Doesn't quite have the palisade up that he wants. We'll fight the Scouts though. Can't get the wall up. This is so annoying. This is so annoying. two Scouts just doubling your weak vills. He does get the wall up, but not on the other side. Dark wants to keep fighting, but T90 not quite on point with the connection there. Ooh, Dark gets the vill. Greedy, but gets it. Mill the chicken. Milk the chickens. Oh gosh. Yeah, mill the chickens. Ooh, loses the Scout to the spear. That would be one heck of a farm. Maybe a T90 farm. So T90 pumping the Scouts. Could try to pick that Wallingville from Wade. Well, they ran on the wall he was trying to build. So he's just going to stand there idly for a moment. Archer popping out of the range. And yeah, he's going to try to get the Archer. I think getting the Archers down is probably more important than getting the Vills. Another Scout comes in. That Archer's still weak. No Spear being queued from the barracks. So Wade not going for the Spear that would keep the Archers safe from the Scouts. He's just going to run in, get the HP down, and then attack the wall. Make sure it's harder to wall off. And regroup with more Scouts as more Archers keep being pumped. But no fletching. Fletching is going to come in much later on Chicken Arabia. You don't have the resources to do the blacksmith right away. And double ranges now for Dark. Also, especially as the Portuguese, taking the berries to get the wood from them might have been better than the chickens. Not entirely sure though, as we're going to have to see new builds for the archer players, and speaking of archer players, Wade has broken in on T90's base. T90, just like Wade wasn't walled, T90 isn't walled, and the archers are in. They are in and hitting villagers. Weak vills on the straggler trees. But if only T90 had built a farm over the straggler trees, vills wouldn't go there. So yeah, T90 being cautious with his scouts as he is attacked at home. Not much though, it's only one archer. But now Nezar's here and they're hoovering around. Hoovering around T90's eco. And this team doing exactly what you want, applying the pressure to the scouts player. Much harder for the scout player to defend than the archer player, and much harder for the archer player to help him out. Tower on the berries here for Nezar as he starts to make some pastures. Now, Trireme told me that I could use the pasture terrains as part of the map. I'm not sure about that now that I see pastures on top of them. Let me know if this is confusing at all. If it is, I'll disable this version of the map. Unless we just ban Khitans from the tournament. It is confusing. It's confusing for Varian. Maybe I shouldn't have listened to Trireme. Alright, well, we'll update this then. This pasture should be some grass then. It's fine for Luca. I get 2 votes good, or 2 votes bad. 2 votes confusing, 1 vote fine, 1 vote ugly. Yeah, no bit axe for Wade. No bit axe for Wade, but he is the archer player. He is the archer player. Usually in the archer build you skip bit axe, but with the chickens maybe it's worth adding it in. Yeah, I'll update the pasture terrain, or just get rid of it. How do pastures work? They're the same as farms, only you put 2 vills on them, and there's a mill in the middle of them. So it's basically a Khmer farm with 2 vills, and it's 4x4. I don't know if Nezar realizes they drop off at the middle structure, because he built this pasture by the mill. Maybe he just wanted to leave a gap by the TC for the straggler, though. Could have been maybe safer. I guess it is under the tower. So, bigger numbers of scouts grouping up now. I have several archers converging as well. Should GL play now? GL is going to do their draft. And hopefully this set is finished by the time GL starts. I told our base that if it looks like this is going to end quickly, to have GL wait a bit, if they can. The pasture vills each work... No, but the pasture vills work at a normal percentage. I don't know how they compare to a farmer, actually. Especially because the Khitans have a bonus for the pastures. So using the T90 now is... using the TC now is T90. And just trying to defend as Dark comes over. Armor on the archers for Dark, but this is a much larger army for Nezar and Wade. T90 not able to get that blacksmith up that he wants. More archers coming over. And this could be a fight if all the archers group up. That's good. More archers in the back that are shooting. T90 losing a couple of scouts. As everything engages, we'll have the hill here for Dark. This team doesn't want to engage on the hill. But now their archer numbers for Wade are dwindling and they're caught out in the open. And the scouts are going down to the archers. Yeah, it's more efficient than a farm. I don't know how the individual villagers compare to farmers, though. Because you have 2 vills per pasture, and then you have to figure in the wood cost of the pasture, the spacing of it, the fact they don't need to walk to the TC to drop off. There's a lot of different components to it, and it's not just one number. Yeah, that was a tricky fight, because they were downhill and they were down in archer numbers. It felt like they needed to run, but now they're back to camping on their own hill. And the question for Dark and T90 is whether they want to risk pushing up that hill. It's a big enough hill they could just walk up here and try to take the fight from this angle, maybe. They're gonna push the archers off, and now if they take that hill, that's gonna be hard to deal with. Okay, they're not gonna take the hill. They're just gonna run. They're gonna keep retreating and use the hills. Oh yeah, pastures are definitely better. I just don't know the individual villagers how they compare. I think that's what someone was asking about the vills themselves. Okay, scouts still fighting. More scouts on the way from Nezar. Dark and Wade, both archer players on the way up. This feels like it's been a good fight for swag. I feel like there are more dead scouts on the ground. And now they have a hill to hold, so even if they don't have all their archer reinforcements here just yet, they're on that hill. I guess Dark will have to be careful though, especially once you get to the castle age. Those Ethiopian crossbows that fire faster are going to be better straight up in the fights. But I would trust Dark to have good micro. That will happen indeed. That'll be after this. They should be doing their drafts just about now. So I'm getting Discord messages. So, archer players up to castle, crossbow bodkin on the way, and the question is, do we see a fast university? 3 ranges versus only 2 ranges, but a university going up for Wade. And the scout's trying to jump before crossbow comes in, and yellow may be doing a good job of thinning out the crossbow numbers, but crossbow is in for Dark. He doesn't even need to micro anymore, just going to stand on top of the hill. Micro a small group of crossbows. Crossbow in slightly later for Wade. And that slight difference in uptiming just devastated his crossbow numbers. All of them are dead at the bottom of that hill. And the rest of them will be chased down and killed by the scouts. So that was a good fight for T90 and Dark. And hello, Thuritos, how are you doing? That quickly swung. That's how these Arabia games can go. So Castle Age now on the way for T90. Also on the way, a bit slower for Nezar. And Nezar's base is being raided. The pastures are being raided. Yeah, as I look at this, I'm definitely going to not use this texture anymore. Oh, and Jive, thank you for the resub earlier. I think that I just didn't see that. I think that was while I was resetting my router. And thank you, Kaka Hirmuchis, for the follow. And Captain for the follow before that. Thank you all. Age of Kill the Pocket, you mean kill the Cav player? Well, here we have Dark, just going to sit under that tower and gets a couple of villas right outside of the tower. And he will be surrounded and killed by scouts, though. So he will lose his crossbow numbers just before ballistics comes in. He's got more crossbows on the way, though. And T-Fix, thank you for using your Prime sub. What is playing? The winner goes to the Silver League. The loser has to drop out and play in the community leagues. Or is that being streamed? That has not started yet. That's going to be coming after the set. And also, Thuritos, thank you for the follow. Some more crossbows coming in. They'll be taking out the vills. As they run over, more scouts coming in from T90, who's up to castle doing armor and light cav. And this could be another fight where they take out archers. Second TC for Dark behind this as well. And meanwhile, on the other side of Wade's base, T90 hitting the walls, and T90 completely safe at home. He has time to place his farms neatly, and same for Dark. He has time to leave gaps and not reseed his farms as he swaps his economy over for wood and gold for now adding in a 5th archery range. And Seemsay, thank you for the follow, as these scouts and archers are going to combine on the hill to take out the scouts from Nezar. More scouts from T90 coming over, going to hit the house. And try to break in. And the scout will go down. No, it won't. Has T90 started placing churches yet? Oh, he's the Georgians. Does he have churches? He has not. Ooh, his eco could be even more efficient with a few churches here. Yeah, he has not. I guess that's an interesting thought if you're going to play the Cav player in the team game and stay 1 TC. You could add the churches as the Georgians, and of course it's cheaper than the TCs. And DBS, thank you for the follow. And not just cheaper, but also the fact you don't need... Well, as a TC is kind of expensive, because you need not just the initial startup cost, but also you need constant food to make the TC worthwhile to produce vills. And if you're just doing the churches to make your farms more efficient, you're not spending all that food. So T90 will get through the gate and challenge the crossbows with the light cav. However, with the town center in this position, they will lose all the light cav, not get too many crossbows down. On the other side, Wade not able to find a place to do damage. Took a shot from the TC. Maybe he can keep T90 off the gold, but there is a tower there. T90 just gonna mule cart his way over to a back gold. And Nezar here with a few steppies. The Ketons still gonna rely on the power of the Ketons. And on the other side, T90 still continuing to raid, and he's causing a lot of idle time. Oh gosh, the pathing in between that archery range. Oh, DE, what are you doing to these vills, these poor vills? Pathing in and out of the TC. And Gatling Ethiopian crossbows. It does make them hard to push now that we're going to have 4 ranges pumping the faster working crossbows and a market growing up for Wade. T90 getting pushed. Those Kitons are deadly when they have some crossbow support. The kitten's taking a bite out of those stables. The Dark has 57 crossbows. He needs to use them, though. He needs to find a way to use them. And his first move is to send 30 over to T90 and try to keep his teammate alive. T90 doesn't have that many knights, but he's trying to pump. On the back, those are the rest of the crossbows. 23 hiding behind the left side of Wade's base. And now this swag team needs to try to group up their crossbow numbers. Have you ever been in a narrow, crowded place impossible to get through? I guess that is pretty difficult, to be fair. Now Dark gonna try to micro this, and he's gonna pick off as many steppies as he can. If you have a good number of crossbows, maybe this is actually an okay fight. Well, he's not just gonna run into more crossbows from behind. There goes some of his numbers. He will lose a lot there, not quite in position with the rest of the army. Had almost managed to group up. Ooh, look at that micro on the hill. Challenging the limits of what the game can render, what capture age can render. Yeah, the positioning has been a bit off with their armies. They don't want to fight this. T90 was thinking of going for a forward workshop, but now it's going to think better of it. Move the Vil back. Dark is up to Imp, so what they don't want to do is lose crossbows before Imp. They're just going to run back, avoid taking a fight as much as they can, and wait for a Bracer to kick in. He'll be clicking Bracer Chemistry and Arb as fast as he can. Yeah, now they're just going to take the hill and camp here. Dark's doing a great job of stacking the crossbows on top of each other so they're all shooting at once. T90 just needs to make sure he doesn't get too far ahead of Dark. And they're going off the hill to chase. They feel like they have the advantage. So they'll get a decent chase anyway. And good job from T90 to micro the knights into the middle of that group of crossbows, not let them escape. And the army's going to go down just as Dark's about to hit Imp. And that might be a GG moment. Thank you also, Vico, for the follow. More steppies on the way, but there's Imp, there's Bracer Chemistry, clicked right away. More steppies trying to come from the back. But there are the GGs, as Swag will take it 2-0 and be a game away from making it to the Silver League. 119 kills for Dark. And a couple instances where Swag wasn't coordinated all that well, but they made it work in the end. Managed to win against the Ketons. GG. Yeah, the timing's on the fight. Sometimes their positioning was off, but when they did take fights, they were really good fights. So G. Let me also add the seeding to this. They have seeds here. So Swag overall is seed number 29. Oh, wrong box. 29, and then the Cantonese overall is seed number 36. And I didn't check off the first civs. But yeah, as people have been asking, GL will be the next set we cast right after this. I did ask Arbase to see if the teams would be willing to wait, and if this is a 3-0 sweep, we'll get to that after the next game. If it's not, then we'll decide what we cast from there. But we have faith in T90 and Dark, right? You have faith in T90 and his farm placements? That wasn't possible? Alright, Arbase. They're probably drafting now. If they're still drafting, we just go right from this to the next one. How are the seeds decided? We have a formula based on team game elo and 1v1 elo and tournament elo. GG, and hello LL on YouTube. And we have 84 people watching on YouTube. Hello YouTube. Seems like the fan by my router has mitigated some of the dropped frame issues. Maybe it is just an overheating thing. I'll need to get like a dedicated router fan. Yeah, the formula's in the handbook. Formula's in the handbook. It is not proprietary, but it involves more fractions than I can verbally speak. I have some frozen peas on hand. As the if you just look at the event handbook, link it in the handbook. It's there. Grab that. And Varian, thank you for gifting out 5 subs. I'll post the link in my YouTube chat too. It's a nameless guy if you want to see the seating or the formula. It's there on the website. And DB Cooper, thank you for the sub for 12 months. You've been subbed for 16 months at tier 1. What does that mean? Resubscribed for 12 months. They've been subscribed for 16 months. Is that like streak versus overall? But anyway, thank you very much for the sub. Viper is a lower seed because of his elo? Yes. 12 is consecutive. Okay. I can understand the messages. That is not a clear wording. Alright, they're in the next game. They will be playing on Nomad. And I can attempt the task of checking off maps. And now I'm forgetting the civs already. So that was Georgians, Portuguese, and what did Dark even play on Black Forest? Oh, he's Malay Bengalis for BF. And then on the other team, it was Slavs, Lithuanians, and then Ethiopians and Khitans. Boom. Overlay updated. Still in the lobby. And it's on Nomad. So thank you, everyone. Nice to have. We have about 600 viewers between Twitch and YouTube. So thank you all for tuning in. And appreciate all the subs and all of the follows. Hope you're enjoying the tournament. We will have the GL set coming up next. And Arbase, do you know who the GL players are? If Viper's going to be there? Because I saw he was, I think, on a vacation or a trip at least the other day. It might be Jordan Tato. It's Jordan Tato? Okay, yeah, Viper's indeed on a trip. That's what I thought. T90 and Dark on Team Swag on the left side of the scoreboard. Right, they have launched, or have they not launched? Viper's drafting with them at least. They have launched, okay. Spec Dashboard just didn't launch me. His team is swagging. That's not a minus 7k joke, that's a plus 7k joke. Jokes are half decent. That's all we can ask for. Is the average 1v1 elo difference between the teams? When it starts, type the match command in the chat and you'll see. And hello, Pitiuras, how you doing? Okay, here we go. And we can type match. Yep, I'll show you the 1v1 elos. And let me just get this set up so it's red versus blue. And let's go. And hello, Blank Gamers on YouTube. So it will be Nomad. We'll have Dark as the Dravidians and T90 as the Vietnamese, Nezar as the Koreans, and Wade as the Italians. So the Vietnamese Dravidian players will see where the TCs are. As soon as the TCs go up, that Vietnamese bonus applies when the TC is constructed, although they found Nezar already. Dark and Nezar are about to have a knife fight. They're about to have a TC douche fight. I mean, think about this. If Dark just takes some of the berries in the wood and then just deletes the TC and rebuilds it here, he'd have the perfect douche fight with gold and a TC. It'd be like a resource TC. And T90, of course, will have the ignominious honor of being the final player to finish his TC, but it's just about 2 minutes in. 9 start for Nomad. The TCs go up rather quickly. The docks for the teams are pretty safe. 2 docks to the bottom left for Dark and T90, and 2 docks to the top left for Nezar and Wade. Nezar, of course, has the Koreans, and the new Koreans team bonus replacing... So Koreans no longer have mangonels. They now have rocket carts. And in AOC, they had extra range as a team bonus on the mangonel line. Then that was replaced with reduced minimum line in the Forgotten Empires expansions. Now they no longer have a mangonel bonus. Instead, their villager line of sight bonus is the team bonus. And that is actually an insane bonus on Nomad, where every villa on the team sees more. So you have amazing scouting, and particularly with this 9 start. It's a huge bonus for Nomad, and even just for normal maps like Arabia, just seeing when you're going to be raided and knowing to run your vills earlier. Yep, these guys are on voice chat. I have had an idea maybe of... I need to find like very talkative players for it, but doing some type of show match where players only are on the in-game chat. I guess I'd need to have very English fluent chatty players, and then just have them only communicate by talking with each other. And Fast Sloth 88, thank you for the follow. As we have another boar being lured in by Nezar. And if, ooh, the boar lure with a double deer push. Wade. Oh, I didn't take the deer though. Oh, that would have been epic if you took the deer. 1 boar plus 2 deer. Oh, that would be brilliant. Periodic highlights of player voice chats like NASCAR or NFL. We'd have to experiment with that at some point. If we have more of a production value, we would have like someone sitting in their voice chats. If they like live stream to Discord, and we'd have to get their POVs in their chats. Maybe if we do a LAN event for team games, that'd be a cool thing. Does their Korean player with extra line of sight know? Yes, and Dark, remember, has scouted that already. And they also know exactly where Wade is because of that Vietnamese bonus. So we see an X on the minimap from Nezar indicating where Dark's dock is. There's a show match of Viper Licks versus Yo Doubt where they weren't allowed to talk. Licks didn't know and definitely pinged and explained to Viper. Viper had to pause and get Yo to explain it to Licks. Oh, man. I remember when we had those HD tournaments and I had to explain to Tim some of the settings and he was streaming. And it wasn't Douyao then, I think it was Panda.tv. I think he was streaming there and I watched his stream as he took my messages and pasted them into a translate program. I remember this was like 2017, translate programs are not what they are today. And then his chat tried to help him out. I don't know what he would have used, because I presumably not Google Translate, because he's in China. And that presumably is not available. I mean, maybe he was on a VPN, because he was, I guess, communicating with us anyway. But it was his Steam messages, copied and pasted. And T90 is downhill. Tell him that, Vil, you underestimate my power. And now T90 just has 2 low HP Vils he has to run. His Nazar's here with the Vils, and he's ready to fight. Dark is up. Dark doing double dock galleys. Always interesting to me when the double dock galley person is not near any of the other docks, as they should have scouted the enemy docks and know where they are. T90 might be adding in another dock himself. Dravidian's lost in every match you've watched, really? Well, it is a great Nomad team bonus they have, getting your fish out faster. We do see that still in the slight Vil league that Swag has over the Cantonese. And we'll have a tower from Dark, and we'll see how much of the wood line that ends up hitting. It does keep the Vils away from the left side of the wood line, but there's enough wood on the right that Nezar's just fine for now. Perhaps more importantly, it protects the gold. And this team will have to find some way to deal with war wagons. I mean, Dravidian skirms might be useful, as could Vietnamese skirms. Oh gosh, if they go imp, they'll have Dravidian imp skirms. Ooh, that's gonna be scary. Why are they called the Cantonese? I have no idea. That's what they named themselves. Oh, and also, fun fact, when they named themselves, they put an extra space at the end of their name in the sign-up sheet. I don't know if I should blame them for mistyping white space characters or Nerfox for not stripping the white space characters in his processing. But I went through every name and I added them to my overlay and I copy and pasted them. And when I copy and pasted this one, I was like, that alignment is off. They have an extra space in their name. Trim. Yes, good old trim for your white space. This Vil walled himself out. And more sheep trimming from Nezar, as we have some Xing over here from T90. A couple of houses between T90 and Nezar. What is that Xing for? He is Vietnamese. He's not on stone, though, so it's not going to be a Rat and Archer castle drop. Oh, meanwhile, Dark fighting on the water. We do have War Galley coming in, though, for Wage. We did go for the fast castle, and will now be Castle Age fire ships against Feudal Age galleys. Fire is taking out the fishing ships. And Night Raid from Wade on Dark. Dark in a bit of trouble now, still in feudal. He's gonna fight a knight with villagers? They should probably just garrison. I guess the knight doesn't have any upgrades. Dark's saying I can fight with Vills. T90 over here. Hello to Doc villagers from T90. Dark had gone for some archers too, so we're gonna have castle drops now. Castle from Nezark, castle from T90. Pretty expected from Koreans. Is there any % chance of this map to generate a peninsula? It is island only. It is no peninsula. I had sent out an inquiry to Mr. Yo before the tournament started to ask what version of Nomad he preferred. And he said he preferred when it was the island. And considering he's probably the best Nomad player there is, I went with his preferred flavor of Nomad. I myself don't have any particular preferences. I think there are strengths and weaknesses to each. But for this tournament, we went with the no landlock Nomad. The Scorpion will be poked down by the spears, and on the side, more fires come forward. I know people have their own opinions, but I do kind of miss the landlock sometimes. Fires taking each other out. Yeah, they do play out very differently, but yeah, there's no chance for the landlock here. So war wagons now, despite the fight on the water that Dark might be winning, he is being raided at home, and oh no, Dark. Oh no, the war wagons on the villagers, they have to run to the TC. But he's losing everything. He's losing everything. Thank you, Zeta2, for the sub. Oh, Dark's still the highest score in the game, but I worry that's just because of the water. He's now doing Bracer and Elite Skirm. He's going to have some skirms to fight off the war wagons. T90 going monks. Yeah, they just take no damage from TCs. This unit benefits so much from that free +2 armor. I mean, even elite skirms don't even really kill them. They have so much HP. I mean, Dark has a huge score lead, but I think he's dead. He can't fit any more Vills in the TC. He doesn't have enough skirms. He's gonna lose 7 more Vills. He now has a monk. Oh, monk will go down. Vills have to run. T90's monk's not in time. I guess Wade doesn't really have much eco, but at least he has 15 more Vills than Dark does. He's still fighting pretty equally on the water. He's down to 19 total villagers. 12 of his economy is fishing ships. If those fires break through the galleys, then Dark is completely dead. But I think his fishing ships are pretty safe all the way in the south of the map. At least he does have eco there. And he still does have a Vill here in case he wants to do more docks and keep moving around. So War Galley not yet finished. The fire is trying to get us around. 10 seconds left until the upgrade comes in. And the Galley micro on point for Dark at least. Might be rated on land, but at least he's winning the water pretty well. Might have to get pushed back from the fires for a bit, but if he can add more War Galleys, he's good. Maybe adding them, though, is the difficult part. Because he still does not have much eco, and he's about to finish the wood that was by his TC. And, ooh, a workshop there from Wade. Workshop from Wade. Yeah, we used Water Nomad in the first Cartographers. Personally, I think it's a fun map, but I think it's also a very galley-focused map where all you do is make galleys. And I tried to emphasize maps where there's more than just one very clear meta on it. So the fire galleys pushing the war galleys away on the sides. In the middle, the knights are coming from Wade to deal with Dark skirms. How does Dark give such a high score when he's so far behind in his eco? T90 doing an outpost, doing more monks. He has 7 monks just chasing war wagons around the map. These monks are getting some exercise. T90 just defending with the monks. More war wagons on the way. I guess there's just tons of kills on water, but he's now down by 13 eco pop to Wade. Wade has 50 villagers. He's the most villagers in the game. And the lowest score. I feel like this score is completely lying to us about the state of the game. And Soxy, hello Soxy. Went to sleep earlier, now you're awake for AoE, nice. So fires are being pushed back. But Dark still, I think, winning on the water. He's being pressured with more war wagons. War wagons going down, though. The skirm's killing some war wagons. Those Dravidian skirms paying off. There's no res collected stat on the team game Capture Age, unfortunately. And yeah, the fish eco has... You can just tell on the minimap. You can see all the dots have disappeared. They have fished all the fish they had access to there. Oh, and T90 and Wade both docking the same spot, but this will be a great fishing eco for T90. Now the war wagon's still trying to defend on the land. It feels like Dark has broken through on the water to the west. No more fishing ships left for Wade and Nezar. Wade's fish eco gutted, as you say. The skirms come forward, and ooh, weak vills under the TC. They do find the weak one. Nice job by Dark to click the vills and check their HP. He's doing squires and scale mail armor. And what is he going to do with that? He has 1 barracks. 2nd barracks. What's he going to do against war wagons? Well, T90's at 81 vills, so he has a good boom. T90 will probably be able to carry this. Yeah, I'm not sure he has the eco for barracks units right now. Monk goes down to the war wagons as they move in and start to pick off some of T90's vills. They're not going to care about TC fire at all, especially with only 2 vills inside the TC. Grim's taking out the war wagon on the side. And the rat and archer is here. Ooh, along with a few monks for Dark. Going to be fighting a mangonel in the north. Wheelbarrow on the way. Sling. They are allowed to sling. They're allowed to sling. It is just taxed more heavily at the start. It's a 50% tax instead of 30%. And then they can do coinage to bring it down to 10% like normal. So Repairville targeted by the skirms. Skirms want to take out the mangonel. More Repairvilles on the way. Skirms still being microed back and forth. Ville's not killed yet by the skirms. And ooh, the mangonels miss. They go over the skirms. Skirms pick off a Vill. Some attack rounds coming in from Wade. And they're trying to get the skirms some scouts come, but run right into pikemen. Thinking of going for the skirms. And thank you, Theocomas, for the follow. And now T90 in with some rat and archers, and he's ready to raid. He also is up to the Imperial Age as ballistics is coming in. And now Wade's in a lot of trouble on the land. A lot of trouble indeed. At the same time, castle drop on Dark from Nezar. The rocket cart is there for the Korean player. And Skirms will be taking out some of the vills. Vills going down. Rocket cart wants to hit Skirms. Hits the farm. And the rocket cart goes down to the Skirms. Okay, gets a parting shot, but that castle's denied. Doubt castle there. War Wagons now taking another fight against Rat and Archers and Skirms. They will go down. Monk there too, hoping for a good rocket cart hit. T90 micros and dodges. Look at that micro. Hello, Marintho. War Wagons just kind of running into a corner. They don't do much damage to the Rat and Archers, despite all the HP they have. They still win fights, but it's because of their tankiness. And I don't think there's enough of them here. That'll get cleaned, and at the same time, T90 is dropping a castle. He's dropping a castle forward. Here come 4 mangonels to try to deny the castle, but they won't be in time. They're just going to go up and they'll be right under the castle. The castle will start shooting them, and it won't actually get a kill. It'll get 1. Okay, that could have been a disaster. Imp on the way there. Imp just finished, and now it'll probably be Treb time for T90. Not giving up, though. And Emperor Grill, thank you for the follow. And Mezim Tuger. Is the 2 supposed to be a letter that I'm not understanding? Anyway, thank you for the follow. More TCs for Dark. Remember, T90 can sling him if he wants to. T90 at 101 Vils. Wade just now up to Imp. T90 has 3 War Wagons of his own right now. And free conscription, yes. Dark has held out long enough that the Vils for T90 can pathfind their way to this castle around the woodline. Ooh, the Skirm's going down. Mangonel shots landing nicely. There are the GGs, and T90 and Dark qualify for the Silver League. Nezar and Wade would play in a community event. And military will be 89 kills for Nezar, but not quite enough. T90 only 29 kills that game, but his eco was in a spot where he could carry. 29k res collected. And GG. Alright, everybody says the next set started yet. Do I need to jump right into the GL set? This will be GL versus French OS. In the middle of game 1. Alright, I'm not going to take time to look at the drafts. I'm just going to jump right into it. Where are we? Game 1 on African Clearing. Jordan Viper. I think Viper's not playing, but it'll be Jordan Tato. I misspelled my YouTube title. I put a G at the end of it. Casting. The GamerLegion title there. Alright. So here we go. Catching up to live time. And ooh, in the north, look at this. Niaz and Tato right next to each other. And let me just update this. This will be gold. This will be the French. Thank you, Dark, for the raid. And we have French OS against GamerLegion. Tato versus Niaz in the north. GG's Dark and T90. And OS Plus is the score lead. Tato may be stymied a bit by the archer pressure here from Niaz. Niaz afraid of that tower. More scouts from Tato. Niaz going to dive under that tower for a moment. Tato needing lots of towers. Jordan all the way in the south has his own defensive castle. He is the Vietnamese. Huns and Chinese against Chinese and Vietnamese. Okay, okay. Maesty, hello Maesty, hello dude. Alright, so some Rat Archers from Jordan coming up to save Tato. But Timo, 65 Vils, is well boomed ahead of Jordan right now. So Tato helping Jordan with the raid. There's a lot of damage done to Niaz. Niaz and Tato still feudal. This might come down to Jordan versus Timo, which is Chinese versus Vietnamese. Lots of Rat and Archers that still could pick Vils as they run for the TC. Don't care too much about TC fire. Yeah, Maesty, you played a show match on Canberra, and you did not notice that players did not get 3 sheep at the start. So admin loss for not noticing. You, Turs, Crab, Emu, none of you noticed. That is Skirbo. Wait, what? Oh my gosh, that was a Tato Skirm jail, or an archer jail? It looks like a quiver. That must have been an archery range jail that Tato deleted and the tower killed stuff. Love the name. I don't know why they named it that. That was Viper and Jordan last time. You can't believe Dravidians won the previous game? Some people don't believe in the Dravidians. Some people believe too much. The Knights will be picking off the spears. Timo continues running around. And the spear is poking everything back. Poking everything back. And ballistics on the way for Jordan. Stable going up for Tato. As the Knights come over, look to do some damage. But so far, Timo not moving out. Jordan and Tato do take a score lead, but Timo overall, 98 Vils, maybe in a position to carry. Niaz is up at least, so he's not completely dead. Tato's going to do husbandry and maybe start to spam Knights. Forging on the way for Tato 2. And 3 stables. This will be 3 stable Knights for him. I'm trying to spam into Timo. Thank you, Euphoric8, for the follow. Welcome to the stream. X down here as the Rat and Archers try to pick off some Knights. And this fight, I feel like it's good for the Rat and Archers. We have a great choke point there on the lake from Jordan in which he can hide. And another fight. Tato looks like he's going to win against Timo. 2 spears there really doing work for Tato. And 95%, Niaz is going to do it. He's going to make it to the castle age, and as the Huns, he's going to go straight into 3-range cav archers. 3-range cav archers does not have bloodlines yet. He's doing the blacksmith upgrades now. 3-range cav archers will be a thing. Stable also on the side. Needs to drink more blood. Needs to get more blood on the clock tower. And okay, Jordan coming over. Timo wanted the trap. Doesn't quite have enough knights. I'm trying to move away from the Rat and Archers. And Jordan just too many archers now. There's Viper. Viper is with these two, with Tato and Jordan. Viper seems to be on vacation this weekend, though. So in order to qualify, it has to be Tato and Jordan winning. Adventure West is giving them a competitive game so far, especially with Teemo's boom. I feel like Teemo needs to find a way to go up, though. If Jordan's up and can do Bracer and Chemistry, then the Knights are going to melt. Do Rat and Archers counter CA? Yes, in a straight-up fight. The CA, I don't think, are just to deal with the Rat and Archers, though. I think they're more to raid. Make life annoying for Jordan and for Tato. And where is he going with them? He needs to figure out something to do with them, though. Oh, we have a castle drop. We have a castle drop from Tato on Niaz, just as Tato also moves forward with the Knights. And this is where the Knights are probably stronger than the CA, this straight-up fight where the CA need to be in one location. As much as they have mobility to move to some place that is not as crucial. Hello, Von Dutch. Cav Archers taking down Knights, TC taking down Knights too. But Niaz's eco is looking awful. He only has 31 vills. On the other hand, though, 140 vills for Teemo. And the vill counts on the teams are the same. 170 to 173, despite Niaz having lost so much. And it might just take Teemo running in and wiping Tato to make this a game. Yeah, Jordan with 4 castles, adding the 4th right now. Pumping out Rat and Archers. And Tato needs to wall hastily to make sure the Knights don't get in. If they do, then Tato might just die. Knights going down to the Archers. And this TC will go down, but at least Niaz has managed to run and get another TC up. Remember, at some point Teemo can sling him. Teemo unable to do the damage he needed to Tato there. Now Jordan has a huge mass of Imperial Age Rat and Archers. The Knights 4 PS armor, the Rat and Archers 7 plus 3, so 10 attack. And Teemo wants a town center. He's gonna try to fight, maybe. And Knights surrounding the Rat and Archers. And on the hill, getting a really nice fight. This is a really nice fight for Teemo. Can he finish it off, though? Is this micro a bit too much from Jordan? Teemo's also losing a lot of Knights. At the same time, though, he has a much larger eco than Jordan does. He's maybe in a better spot to lose units, even if his units are more expensive. Rat and Archers, only a few left. Reinforcements coming in. Reinforcements coming in. Meanwhile, the TC over here. Oh, Tato's found it. Tato's found Niaz's second TC. That could be a problem, as the Knights or raids might come in for it. You have paper money. Paper money for Jordan, so that 2-man saw will actually be a gold upgrade, because the Lumberjacks will gather gold in addition to wood. This TC under pressure. Looks like Tato's getting some raids in at the top. Tato getting some raids. Yeah, good dance from the Rattans earlier. And Teemo's up to Imp, doing fletching. Needs to clear these night raids. Looking at dots on the minimap. Rattans eat TCs? Well, They're having a healthy diet of TCs right here. TCs and villagers. Rattans are eating everything. They are elite now, 7+4. And if he can take one fight before +4 armor comes in, that'll be great. Cav going down to the Rattans, who keep getting volleys of arrows in. And Jordan expanding his score lead now, just going for the Rattan archers. Maybe Rattan archer is all he needs. Eventually he might need Trebs to take out more castles. He's content with the Rattan archers now. He's killed a lot of cavaliers, and they still can't get an engagement with that big mass. Oh, but he is teching Halb. He is teching Halb. Not going to be too useful against the Chinese, though. You don't really need to worry about... I mean, thinking of them for the castle going true news will be useful against the cavalier, of course. Oh, this TC is going to go down, too. This TC is going to go down, too. And these vills now somewhat exposed. More cavaliers on the way. Well, if you want Jordan going Halb, you will grant your wish. And now at this point, Jordan and Tato are boomed, and with all this fighting, the Honey Badgers are taking a 100-point lead. Emo trying to get a raid on Tato. At least Tato has a couple towers here and there he can hide inside. Now Tato getting the quick walls up in time, sacrificing a village to do it. And 3 vills now. 3 vills left. 1 vill left. Hiding behind the TC for Niaz. Just gonna hide in the TC. Niaz! Down to a single villager. His woodline was found. Everything in the back was found. Niaz! 1 vill. He has a few cav archers out. Those will be hard to finish. But there's the GG as his teammate has 1 villager. Followed by Niaz, and the Honey Badgers take game number 1. GG. Heradout's going to be such a team. That it is. I'm waiting for Heradout. Alright, I need to set up this scoreboard, so give me a moment, please. I'll just do a Twitch ad while I do that. Okay. Oh, and thank you, Luthien Sky, for the follow. Grab the draft links. Okay. And jail band stranded. What? They banned Stranded, but picked Spiral and Four Seasons as their home map. What is GL playing at? Anyway, that was Chinese and Vietnamese against Chinese and Huns. It looks like the next map will be a Jungle Rumble. So thank you all, everyone. We have almost 700 viewers now between Twitch and YouTube. Oh, if we can hit that in the set, that would be amazing. So thank you all for watching. I appreciate you watching over here. Or wherever you're watching, glad to have you around. And I hope you're enjoying the tournament. And thank you, Grimzera, with lots of A's. Thank you for the follow. The stone map. I'm curious why you're calling it the stone map. Are stones in the corners? Okay, while they're getting this set up, I'm just going to run to the restroom real quick, and then we'll get game number 2 for GL and French OS on Jungle Rumble. And hello, Humble Jelly. I think GLA is too OP. Doubt and Hera could be anywhere from winning everything to last place. Okay, I failed to download match content. I will run to the bathroom after this game. Too many buttons to press in between the games for me. They said the same about GLA and Viper with Jordan beat them. Doubt Tato, that was good. Standings, there is a look beneath the stream in the panels. I have the Wikipedia page listed. And Jordan, some 2 randos, yeah. Two randos teaming with Jordan. Jordan's the main attraction here. Oh, and hello, Wade. How you doing, Wade? Okay, and we get that red and blue. Welcome to game number 2 between the GL Honey Badgers and French OS. What did Niaz type into the chat there? What is that? What is that symbol he typed to everyone? It's a C with a little diacritic mark underneath it with like colons? Is that supposed to be like a frowny face with like a half mustache? Anyway, we will have Neo's playing this time as the blue in the middle, and his teammate Timo will be on the outside. They will be the Malay and the Khmer. For the other team, we will have Jordan as the Teutons on the outside and Tato as the Burmese on the inside. Teutons providing conversion resistance, of course. The Malay can go up really fast, and the Khmer could potentially cut through. Yeah, but I mean, like in the face ASCII art, ducks. What does it mean? And also thank you, Fire Shark, for the follow. This map, yep, this map is designed by Bazi, who also designed Zawal. I tweaked it a bit to make it work for 2v2 for Cartographers. You have a ton of gold in the middle, and essentially a 1v1 in the middle with players on the outside who can sling, they can boom and cut, they can go forward and be super aggressive on each other. You can wall the sides, but they're really far apart, so it's hard to keep them walled both. And Crab, hello Crab. Never seen a game here. We had an absolutely amazing game here. It's on my YouTube channel between Nocturna A and B. I definitely recommend checking that out. That was kind of a sling plus everyone's chopping through and swapping bases map. Ah, it's early morning for... Or late evening for Soxy. One of those two. I'll have to check out the YouTube. Well, thank you for the sub. Thank you for using your Prime sub on the stream. Appreciate the support. Yeah, Crab, you're removing the link to the YouTube stream. They couldn't get a cooler host like Ornlu. Ornlu has to find a real job now. I gotta repin my YouTube link. And thank you, Enfo, for the sub. (2:03 a.m.) Here we are. Eastern states. I do enjoy states in the East. I say that as an American. And Humble Jelly, thank you for the sub. Thank you for that Partner Plus counting sub. I know, sometimes you just click on stuff and the UI gives you the pin thing and you're trying not to pin it, but you just accidentally pin. Is that Soxy on the twice sleep schedule? If you go to bed, wake up, and can't fall asleep again schedule? Yeah, I'm on that schedule often. So the deer being pushed in from Niaz. Trying to get inside the wall, needs to get on the right side. But there we go. These are only 1080 HP, so you could trush potentially, but it's a really far distance to walk the vills over. So there's Teemo up to feudal, as two players up to the feudal age now, with Tato and Jordan are on their way. Teemo, though, right immediately clicking to the castle age. So feudal, then castle, Khmer, go burr. Jordan will be forward and doing a rather forward wall off, securing two of the relics for himself. Walling first to the side behind his enemy, not by his teammate. I need to fall asleep. That's if you fall asleep, that's the best thing. You get the YouTube playlist open, you fall asleep, you watch the whole thing. That's the best type of viewer. You never click away. And hello, Fredo, how you doing? Is your favorite map of the tournament so far? I think we've had the best game of the tournament so far on this one. So Market on the way. Market Blacksmith for Tato. And Castle Age on the way. Teemo almost there. Jordan, the last player to click up. And I wonder what he's going to do with Feudal if he's up so slowly. And we do have the scout from Teemo. Where's the Vil from Jordan? So we did see on this map, we also saw the forward, where if you don't wall, your opponent just comes forward, and we saw a couple of sneak buildings being constructed, just to attack and destroy someone, and it worked. I think that could work really well. And you can do it in different ways. You can Vil fight right from the start, you can go there and just try to sneak the Vils in feudal, you can attack in feudal, attack in castle, lots of different ways to do it. And we'll have a TC in the middle from Teemo. How does this map play out? Every time I've seen the map, I've seen something different, so I don't really have an answer to that. We've seen slings, we've seen booms, we've seen quick cuts. That'll, I think, be part of the fun of the tournament. We have some interesting 2v2 maps, and teams will have to figure out how they work. Yeah, using Mem to fall asleep too. You'll have your Titanic alert then. That can be your alarm clock. Does it have wolves? No, it does not. It does not have wolves. So you can go to wall and not be mauled by wolves. Tato up to the castle age. And yeah, definitely a later castle for Jordan. The inside player here, Niaz, will be a bit later to the castle age. I think he went for a bit of a Malay feudal boom. Tato gonna go forward though. As the Burmese, he'll have double monasteries and a workshop. Okay, Jordan gonna get both sides walled up, getting the stone walls constructed. House walls on one side, stone on the other. He's gonna send his ville back. Now, there are 4 relics on the outside Jordan can capture. He'll make a monastery. And here's where Jordan can be really annoying to Niaz, by using that monastery across the woodline to convert vills. And Doubt, thank you for the raid. We have... Oh! We have Tato trapping a spearman by the monastery. What is this micro from Tato? So thank you, Doubt, for the raid. We have the players who would normally be your teammates, but in this tournament will be your competition. We might see Doubt and Hera versus Tato, Jordan, and Viper at some point. They are taking on French OS. This is their first round. And Tato, looking for a ram push, can put a few spears inside the ram if he wants to. Monk forcing a delete on the spear. And coinage on the way from Timo, so we will have the sling. We will have the sling from the outside. Jordan just booming with his TC in the middle. As Tato goes to collect relics. There are 3 relics in the middle of the map in this version, so players can collect them. And Tato, with a spear in the ram, is going to start ramming on the gate of Niaz. The OS team does have the score lead right now. And the OS played a very competitive game on African clearing in the previous match. And thank you, Open Netus, for the follow. The in-sync battering ram, yes. It now rams in sync with the animation. The old ram used to have a really, like, awkward animation that was completely out of sync with the actual attack. And Lore of the Occult, thank you for the follow. Bill's going to repair. And Mangonel defense in the back that will force redemption from Tato. And a few more spears could go in the ram. And looks like, ooh, he did convert a villager. And will be taken out by the TC. The ram's flag doesn't move? I'll pay attention to that next time it rams something. Is he gonna ram a mining camp? Is he gonna spear a crocodile? Monk's coming over, he wants more vills. Niaz was trying to go for a clandestine mining camp, but I think maybe even Jordan could have spotted that with his TC. He's gonna ram the mining camp. Tato thinking, you know what, that mangonel is too dangerous for my ram. I just need to hit the mining camp on the outside. So meanwhile, Jordan doing his own workshop. Jordan trying to pressure Niaz from the back. Niaz getting the sling though, and this is something I haven't seen on this map yet, but Jordan taking advantage of it, going for the fight over the wood line as he goes to get a university up. And also thank you, Dad, for the raid. We now have over 800 viewers between Twitch and YouTube, so thank you all for tuning in. And we'll have the mangonel going for the scout. And fervor for the monks for Tato. Sling continuing from Timo to Niaz. And Niaz is up to Imp. That's going to be a very fast Imp as the Malay. And he has 2 ranges going for crossbows. He's pressured from on mangonels at the front, mangonels at the back. And he's up to Imp though, and he will have a ton of crossbows to get Bracer. And turn to Arbalasts. I'm watching it rams again. Ram, let's check something else now. Okay. Said the flag doesn't move when it rams the open space on the archery range. Why should the flag be moving? That looked fine. Okay, I'm wondering what the criticism is. Yeah, the flag on the ram looks fine. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying now. It wiggles and the flag stays in the same spot. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah. Now I see it. And Castle and Niaz is in deep trouble. I don't know if Niaz can even do his own castle now. Well, here's the thing. There's no stone on the inside of the map. The inside of the map is only gold. The stones are out in the corners. So if you want stone at this point, either you're using the market or you're getting a sling. That also, on the other hand, makes it hard for Niaz to stop the push. Because he's not going to have stone himself for a castle. He is doing another range, though, and he is doing Bracer. Once Bracer comes in, the crossbows do twice the damage to the mangonel, since it's 8 attack instead of 7. And they also outrange them. Don't want that to happen. You don't want to stand in the middle of the TC when mangonels attack. Gives them extra range. And hello again, Lily. Team with the same Vil count as Jordan while being 2 TC versus 4. That means Jordan's going to explode in Vils soon. Doing handcart too. Arbalest in. Numbers still not quite there for Niaz yet. Tata with a good score lead, but if the Arbs clear this, that score lead will go away. Arbs not quite hitting the mangonel. Arbs will be very effective now. Even more damage to the mangonel. Just missing chemistry. Ram annoying on the barracks. Should also hop in and out of the TC to break conversions. Oh, if TC gets a monk, TC getting a monk is huge there. That just keeps the monk numbers down. TC getting the scout as well. Ballistics is in. Devotion just about in. Okay, Devotion is great for the Arbs. Hera and Tato on the inside. They had some good arena games in Warlords, from what I recall. Or at least a good arena game. Is Jordan up to Imp? And my fear for the French OS team is just what does Jordan do when he gets Imp? He should be able to carry. He hasn't been slinging, he's just been booming. Don't like the sling without a proper power unit. I mean, the Arbs, if you get enough of them, they should defend this. But that's the key, getting enough of them. I still think Niaz is okay here. He's done enough to repair the TC. He's taking out another mangonel. And good job using the TC to break conversions. he's slinging Tato indirectly by slinging Niaz, and Niaz gets converted. And Sokarash, thank you for the follow. So Ram goes down. Spears start going down too. Monks will be hit. Monks will definitely be hit. All the monks are dead. The monks are dead. And the mangonel should be next. Nothing there. The TC goes down, but at this point that's okay. Bunch of Vils in the Ram. And French OS take the score lead as Niaz defends this. I'm worried though, what does Jordan do with the Teutons once he gets up? And how does he push potentially Niaz? At the end of the ooh, okay, mangonel doesn't hit the Arbs. At the end of the day, the TC goes down. And there aren't many Vils left for Niaz. Niaz on 36 Vils, but then again, Tato's only on 49. Tato's up. And do we need, what, chemistry for bombard cannons? Do we get bombard cannons as melee? Yes, we do. That would be important also just for the extra attack on the Arbs. And the CC is Jordan's side. And Jordan doesn't like that either. Immediately he's going to do a guard tower. And look at the range in that guard tower. Keep the Vils away from that wood line. Yeah, that's a good point. You probably should have done the TC on your teammate's side just so you don't get stuff attacking it from over the wood line. So just looking for the Onager upgrade there from Jordan, and he can cut into Niaz whenever he wants or from wherever he wants. And there he has 2 Onagers by his TC. Time to make the cut and maybe spam Teuton Paladins in the middle. Oh, that Vil chopping wood at a risky spot. Jordan making himself a passage. And what units does he have? Just barracks? Just halbs. Okay, just halbs. He does have a guard tower. Aren't these guard towers just an amazing building? We've seen this a couple times now. I love the Teuton architecture on the guard tower. I think that's my favorite AoE building. There's Jordan going for a castle, halb, plate mail armor, and ballistics. So imp on the way for Teemo. Teemo will be the last player to be up. Onagers are good versus Arbs, that's true too. You need to attack ground properly though. I like the Tatar Bombard Tower. Can I actually build Bombard Towers in a game? Or is that just a scenario editor object? Yes, you can. Okay, okay. Ooh, onager shot, onager shot. Gotta be careful by all the gold. Bill's on the outside running to do a mining camp in the corner. This Teuton's Bombard Tower fire more cannonballs after the unique tech if garrisoned by infantry. I don't think you can put enough infantry in it to force extra cannonballs. Because infantry are just the flat same multiplier as villagers are. I think you need hand cannoneers to do it. And ideally a Turk ally or Janissaries or a Chinese ally for true canoes. Chinese are the best, I think, as the ally. Anyway, Onager's trying to be microed. Surrounded by some cav as Teemo's getting to the middle too. Teemo also has cut. And thank you, X the Kid X09 for the follow. So Onager's starting to go down. Halves are there, but they'll defend in the end. More guard towers from Jordan. He must admire the architecture as much as I do. Tato's unit going to be? Tato's unit is going to be Boom. And maybe a Rambai, maybe Monk. Tato might just go Monk for a while booming. Oh, he's found Onager is intimidating. Even more so the Siege Onager. Well, Castle gonna go up for Teemo. Jordan with a huge score lead though. Up it goes. Attack Knights are riot. Love to see some Teutonic Knights, that's for sure. You got Faith on the way. And another castle from Jordan. He's confident he'll be able to take a Trebor here. Siege Onager on the way, Coinage on the way, so we can sling Tato back with all the vills he has. Treb's gonna start popping though for Teemo, but Jordan has a Treb of his own already. I'll force the Arbalest to fight here. And Stable going up for Teemo. Trebor, yep, 1-1 right now. Jordan will have to repair that castle. More monks coming in. Elephant time. Elephants from Teemo. Teemo has 167 vills. Teemo has 167 vills, and he's going elephants. He's just going to go compare elephants. Teuton Halb should be able to deal with this. That's an expensive move. That's a lot of Onagers still. Becoming Siege Onagers now. But Jordan hoardings the castle. Can't even... even get the Trebs out. Hoardings, no, not gonna finish. He just then yells back to more Arb. Well, he has some more Arb. I don't know if that helps against this composition with the Siege Onagers. Meanwhile, on the outside, no real raids coming in on the outside. Oh, the monks want conversions of the elephants. The monks want conversions. The monks want 4 conversions. And they only get 1. Yeah, going elephants is perfect for Tato monks. But that's also a lot of elephants. You have faith, right? It's the cheap faith for the Burmese. No heresy, but cheap devotion and faith. So elephants will be a bit harder to convert than normal. Okay, Timo's managing to push this a bit. And Niaz has not managed to escape the middle yet, although he does have Vils that could. More elephants. Oh, hello, Trebs. So it helps chasing the elephants back. And meanwhile, ooh, the elephants have broken through. They've broken through into Tato's base, but Tato has defensive monks there. And he's already chopped through to the back. Already chopped through to the back. Elite Teutonic Knights. Wait, did we see Teutonic Knights somewhere? I don't see any Jordan's the Teutons. Oh, there we go. Teutonic Knights, let's go. Elite Teutonic Knights with the fancy helmets. He's using them to fight the elephants. Had to look for them, but we have them. We have Elite Teutonic Knights. Let's go. Get your Teutonic Knight emote in the chat. And there is the GG, the sight of the Elite Teutonic Knight and his scary, scary helmet. Too much for French OS to deal with. They all look like the auto hero unit from the campaign, whom we all had to kill at the end of Jadwiga. $195 kills for Jordan, and GL is up 2-0. Jordan is a true people's champ. This is a wonderful map. And again, all credits to Bazzi. Made a couple changes to it myself, but Bazzi had the original concept, and it's been working great as a 2v2 map. I was maybe a bit worried at the start that it might just kind of be like 2 separate games where the players are in the middle and they don't connect, but they sling and connect and fight on the outside, and I think it all comes together wonderfully. Niaz dying. Oh, poor Niaz. Now, the only water map I've seen played is Sumatra, but a lot of work on Mediterranean. I want someone to play it someday. Same with islands. That's a lot of Deuce Volt. That's a lot of monks. Okay, let me check buttons I gotta press. And looks like Sumatra will indeed be our final game. So this is the water map with 1 island and 1 mainland. And hello, Rennie in the stats. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. And I am still rooting for French OS here, just so we can see maybe Spiral and 4 Seasons as map picks from GL. Okay, while they're in the lobby, this will now be the time my buttons are all pressed for the overlays. I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Thank you, Draconian927, for the follow. And hello, Ricardo on YouTube. So we will have Timo in the green as the Armenians on the island, and Niaz in the blue as the Japanese on the land. And the Captain Jack Sparrow, or the Captain Spackajero, thank you for the follow as we have a water map in front of us. And Jordan will be in the yellow playing as the Vikings, and Tato in the red playing as the Woo. Let me remind me what bonuses the Woo have. AOE2techtree.net, wonderful website, I highly recommend it. They are the military production buildings and docks provide plus 65 food, and the infantry regenerate, and they are the Jian swordsmen. The ducks. Hello, ducks, and thank you, Rakoma, for the follow. So, same setup for both teams. A dock towards the middle for the island player, a dock by the island for the land player. Wants to do some pirate stuff. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. Appreciate having everyone here. And we'll loom as Tato and Jordan up at just about the exact same time. French OS going to be up slightly later. And we will have Vikings, cheaper galleys. And what is the Woo team bonus? What is this team bonus here? It is houses built faster. All right, so you are not going to be housed, which actually is kind of a nice thing when you're housed and you do that panic house, so if your docks don't get trapped producing galleys or stuck anywhere. It's a good team bonus. It is definitely better than the old Inca's build your farms faster bonus that just meant you click horse collar, you place the farm, and you finish the farm before horse collar is done. You don't get the upgrade. But double docks here from Jordan, looking to attack on the water against Timo. Our GL team does seem to have the faster builds. I do like the, as I've watched this map, I like the splitting up of the docks from the pocket, or from the pocket, from the, I don't know whose pocket or whose flank here, but the docks from the island being forward, because the dock on the mainland then has access to more fish, and you're not sharing the fish. So here you have all the fish out in the deep blue sea in the middle. So, men-at-arms from Tato. Oh, I guess two good swordsmen lines. The healing ones versus the faster attacking ones. See if Niaz can punish Tato at some point. Lots of vills being sent to wall. He's going to try to get this wall up to keep the men-at-arms out. And looks like he will fully get the circle wall. Tato, not fully walled himself. Would be a pretty big wall to go over here. And I'll see if Niaz can get in and apply some type of pressure. It will be a range and then a blacksmith. So not going to go for double ranges. Range and blacksmith for Tato. One range. Hard time seeing GL lose this match. Well, Jordan maybe being a bit over-aggressive with his galleys. Might be losing the first round over here. Or at least being pushed back. So we'll have walls going up. And Kizara, thank you for the sub. Been loving this tournament. Thank you. Well, thank you for watching. So Jordan's still sailing around with the galleys, looking at the Eco KD. Still 0-0. So good job from Timo. Jordan is going to be an expert Viking galley player on the water. Well known for his micro back in the AOC days. So being able to hold your own against him, really nice. And thank you, Mr. Buddy OP, for the follow. So men-at-arms going down. Go back to the resource panel. Keep an eye on when players might potentially be thinking about clicking up. I guess one thing men-at-arms can do is try to snipe the dock villager from the coastal player. That could be interesting. You have to wall here, but you can't house wall on the coastline. It's a few tiles thick of coastline. So you can sail on it, you can demo on it. And double ranges for Niaz. This one's going to interrupt some farm space. So far, Timo holding his own on the water against Jordan. I think Jordan has one more ship there. And Scorch, thank you for the follow. He has a cute heart-shaped map. Oh, if you'd like a rotated heart, but yes. You're right, he does have a bit of a heart-shaped map. Showing his love for all of the people watching the tournament. So, galley's being repaired. And at the same time, ooh, Tato losing a villager. Finally some eco killing as the archers from Niaz get in. And Shredhara 1497, thank you for the follow. And they will, ooh, Tato keeping the scout alive on 4 HP. Thought they'd get a shot off. But the walls will go up for Tato. Walls will go up. I'll have padded archer armor on the way also for Tato. And Raghava1, thank you for the follow. Fishing ships dropping off the dock for Niaz. Still that dock. Oh, this is what I said about pressuring the dock. This could be scary if you lose the dock. And maybe you do one fire to defend yourself. On the other side, Tato trying to defend with skirms. Venture OS actually with an eco unit lead. 81 to 78. Archers trying to get away from the skirms, but now the skirm defense I think is going to work out for Tato. So not going to take too much damage other than that initial Wallingville. Jordan will be the first player up to the Castle Age. And here we have Castle Age both from Niaz and Teemo at the same time. So Tato a bit slower. And then I start to worry about Teemo if Jordan can go Longboat. And the Castle Age, I do feel like Viking's still probably the best water civ. Some civs and Imp I think can beat them, but Longboats in the Castle Age are very scary. And, ooh, the dock stays alive. One fire, exactly as I thought. Comes out, the men-at-arms go for the Dockville, but he runs around the archers and will stay safe, as all the men-at-arms are burned to a crisp next to that fiery dock as the fire ship takes them down. So still microing like a madman on the water is Teemo, but War Galley, Bodkin about to come in for Jordan. Teemo just needs to make sure that he's positioned in this fight so that when Jordan gets the upgrades in, Teemo then can run and has time to run and do his own upgrades. He's going to try to run now. Might need to reposition the fish around this side of his dock and get Jordan to chase him around the island. Oh, and Zeta2, thank you for gifting out 5 subs. Appreciate the support. And now that's lots of war galleys for Jordan, but at the very least, they are now wider and larger and bulkier and harder to maneuver, and it's hard to chase down the nimble galleys. And now the upgrades will come in for Teemo. And what is Teemo going to do? He's not going to fight here. He's going to head forward and maybe try to fight Jordan's dock, find Jordan's fish. Fishing ships for Teemo might need to run around the side. Armenians in the late game with Cilician fleet. I think they can win against the Vikings, but you need to get to that point with a castle and the unique tech. And that is hard to do. But he will find fishing ships, so this will maybe slow down Jordan's... Oh, and as that happens, there's a transport. Crossbows are landing on Jordan's island. Niaz has landed from the mainland on Jordan's island. And he's going to be picking off vills. Jordan has to react with the workshop. Elite skirm on the way. No ballistics, but the crossbows will kill plenty of vills anyway. Jordan being landed. Niaz is doing it. Niaz is doing it. Absolute disruption in this economy. Here's the transport. He did it. Jordan was so far forward. Now Jordan has to go back with all of his ships to deal with the landing, and he's going to lose vills on the woodland on the wood line too. Oh, and the crossbows are on the gold, picking off vills. Vills are fighting crossbows. Things just got really uncomfortable for Jordan. And 11, thank you for gifting a sub. There are weak vills on the gold too. He's doing it. We saw a landing the other day on ACCM and it devastated him. Crossbows need to find the weak vills as the mangonel is out now. Lots to micro from Niaz. He's forcing idle time on another wood line. And one big fight on the water while this is going on. I think Jordan has the numbers to win this fight. Yeah, he's going to win this fight, no problem. But Teemo doing what he can to get an engagement. Jordan has ballistics. Somehow, with all of this, he's been able to afford ballistics too. As I said, Jordan's a player, not just admiring his micro like we did earlier, but he knows how to macro the water build. Teemo trying to dodge everything he can, but Jordan's still going to get a score lead from all those ships he just killed. Kind of devastated on land, though. Only 34 vills left, and he's lost the fishing ships, too. And those crossbows still hoovering around. So he's winning the water, but losing the land. I don't know if Jordan has much eco for adding more ships. At least the Viking ships are cheaper for him. He's going to look to maybe get some vills of his own, or vill snipes of his own. And Teemo desperately trying to get his numbers up in time. At the same time, Skirmisher War and Jian Swordsman. So, Jian Swordsman, but against the Japanese, maybe an option for long swords from Niaz? I think that might actually be the play here, but he's going to be ram pushed. He's going to be ram pushed by Tato. He's trying to go Cav Archers, but these units have 7 Pierce Armor, so Cav Archers will be doing 1 damage. These are Huskarls, and they can hide in rams. More cav archers on the way, but still no real way of dealing with any of these units. Yeah, it is risky against the Japanese. Does Niaz know how to counter this unit? Does he know his longswords are actually the best unit he could do right now? Because remember, these things heal over time, too. And it's not just like an amazing tanky unit, it's a unit that also heals. And that TC is, they're gonna run right under that, they're not gonna care. The Tato 60 Vils has the most in the game. Trying to attack around the swordsman. He did what he could to keep the Mangonel alive. On the water, another big fight. Numbers getting closer now, though. Emo might just need to turn and fight, even 16 versus 23. He needs to start dwindling these numbers and hope his eco lets him get more ships. I feel like Jordan's still actually winning on the water despite all that devastation that happened on his own island. An absolute divine monarch, thank you for the follow. Everyone trying to dodge ballistics on the water, but at the same time, the TC goes down, the ram push continues, and Niaz has to run. He has to run away. And Rook's 1, thank you for the follow. And the Cav Archers, he's trying to micro them, but so much HP on the John Swordsman. So much HP. And then once you get their HP below half, they turn into a low Pierce Armor. And Speedy unit? No, they stop using the shield. It's weird. And Tree, thank you for the follow. And the player that got raided still is winning the water against the Armenians even. Vikings OP. And Niaz now no TC gaming. He's down to 44 Vils. Still more than Jordan has. The Vil counts for the teams collectively are equal. But now Cav Archers and Vils need to fight these swordsmen, and Niaz is losing more, and there will be the GG. As Niaz, the great crossbow play to land on the island, but got pushed on land at the same time from Tato. So I like the creativity and the strategy going for the landing on the island. That was nice. We've seen a lot of interesting landings on this map. But John Swordsman, this is a unit that I mean, I guess you go longswords to counter it, but that's the only thing I think you can do. All that pierce armor, it's like a Huskarl against the Cav Archers and the crossbows and the Scorpions. Is Jordan back? Well, maybe Jordan's back. Jordan was a champion last time. And let's just look at the stats. That'll be 67 kills for Jordan as the Vikings. Do Knights count as John Swordsman? Maybe they do, but then you're still a Japanese going Knights, and that kind of opens you up to a monk push too. How are the Wu monks? Let's see. Most res collected. Actually for Teemo. But I think that's fair. Niaz was basically defeated on land. So 69 Vils, nice for Tato. And what does the Wu monk tree look like? They have everything aside from heresy and block printing. So if you wanted to add in monks for that push, you could. He needed the Teutonic Knights from the previous game. That will be 3-0 for GL. Thanks to them for scheduling this game and getting it played. And thanks also to the French OS for putting up some pretty good fights against GL. I gotta say, that was a 3-0, but it didn't feel like a quick 3-0. Felt like French OS was fighting that whole time. Hello, Benguti. Time for some higher level 2v2s. Do we have even higher level 2v2s, Arbase? I think that was all the schedule for today. I think we had a very good first week of games. You and Sully versus Ace John and Courier. Do we have a low elo set to cast? I mean, I could keep going. We only casted for 3 hours. But our next set will be Monday at, I think that's 18 GMT. That'll be the next Silver League set. We have the brackets all done. So if we look at the Gold League, I can update this if I log in. And yes, I can log in. Let me just update the score here. That is 3-0 for GL. And we'll look at the brackets for the Gold League. So before we go, have a quick look at the brackets. Play capture. Oh, why is that not the full screen? There we go. So, brackets. We'll have Onomaru against Wonders X, and thank you, Coops, for the follow. Onomaru against WRX, Wonders plus Zever. That was Prisma's team. We'll have GLA, that's Doubt and Hera, against Black Sails, which is the Dragonstar Doomster Cosmonaut team. And then that fourth player who was number 1 on the team game ladder. Yeah, I'm forgetting his name, but it started with the Y. I never really got the flow of how to say it. Then Wonders B, Heart and Leary. And this is going to be one heck of a set. Wonders B and Heart and Leary. They'll have Taiwan, which is Sato's team, against the Amigos. That's Sato and Mihai. Wonders A. So one of these is Nikov and Sebastian, and Wonders B is Kapach's team. Yeah, it's Kapach's team. So Kapach against Heart and Leary, and then Wonders against My Insanity. And then the other Taiwan team, MBL's team, MBL Z40 against the team we just saw, Viper, Jordan and Tato. Then Nocturna A against LYA, that's Yo teaming with Lix this time, and then Dogao and Barles against Sauls, Vincent Classic Pro. What's the tournament timeline? So this round is open scheduling. It'll be throughout the next week. And then the final 3 rounds are going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of the week after. So when are they playing? They are scheduling now. Now that all the games are played, they're going to be scheduling, and it will be throughout the week. And we'll keep an eye on the Discord and make posts about the games when they are scheduled. So far, a couple of games have been scheduled for Friday. If I recall, Doubt and Hera are playing Friday at 13 GMT. And another team scheduled for later that Friday. But for now, the first round is finished. And that's it for Cartographers for our first round of gold. We have one more silver match that is unfortunately delayed until Monday. And when that's done, we will have all of the other brackets done. The community brackets, everyone who still is playing. So, thank you all for watching. This is it for today. Thank you for watching on Twitch and on YouTube. Hello, let me read the YouTube contents. Isn't Viper with Tato and Jordan? He is on their team, yes. He is on their team, yes. He is just on his vacation today. He'll be playing in the later rounds. Nocturna A might have a shot. I don't know. Yo and Lix are a very scary team, I think. So part of me feels like it's going to be Heart, Leary, Doubt, Hera, LY, Yo and Lix, and then the Viper, Jordan, Tato team as the top 4. That kind of replicates the top 4 we had last time, also. But everyone, thank you all very much, very, very much for watching. And that'll be it for me today, because I need to go and update maps and get everything ready for next week so that the tournament flows smoothly. I need to prepare social posts. I need to prepare stream overlays. I have a ton of work to do today for the rest of the tournament. I appreciate everyone who subbed, and everyone who followed, and everyone who has been donating. Map updating stream. I don't think I'm going to stream that. I need to actually work on that and get it done in time. So we'll find someone to raid. I'll end the stream on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching on YouTube.